4 years, 2 months, and 17 days since admission, Awoke sighs, almost weeping. She moved through the darkness with practiced silence, her blue scrubs whispering against her thighs, her ID badge catching the dim hallway light. Night shift. Again. The third this week. Her student loan payment was due, and her mother's medication wasn't going to pay for itself. Room 1207's door clicked open. Jun Jiang lay perfectly still in the hospital bed, exactly as he had for 4 years. Even in death, because that's what the doctors had declared 6 hours ago. Brain death, time of declaration 8:47 p.m. He was devastating. Sharp jaw, ink-black hair falling across his forehead, pale skin that seemed to glow in the blue medical monitor's light. The edge of a dragon tattoo curled around his collarbone, disappearing beneath the hospital gown. 999,999 doctors had tried to save him. All had failed. His family had wept. His grandmother had collapsed. The machines had been turned off at sunset. Now, Irie had one final duty: prepare his body for the morgue. She set down her supplies and touched his cold hand. "I'm so sorry," she whispered in Chui. "I wish you'd known someone loved you." Then she leaned down and pressed her lips to his. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, kindly subscribe to our channel and hit the notification icon so you don't miss our latest videos. Tell us where you are watching from so we can understand you better. Now let's get back to this amazing story. His lips were cold. That was Irie's first thought. Clinical, detached, the thought of a nurse who'd seen too much death. But then his mouth moved beneath hers, warm and desperate, and her brain short-circuited. A hand shot up and clamped around the back of her neck with brutal force. Irie gasped, trying to jerk away, but he held her fast. His other hand fisted in her scrubs, dragging her down as his lips crushed against hers. Hungry, violent, drowning. She tasted copper, blood. His tongue swept into her mouth, and she made a strangled sound, half terror, half something she refused to name. Then he pulled back just enough to breathe. His eyes opened. Dark. Endless. Furious. Irie, he rasped, voice like gravel and smoke. She couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. He shouldn't know her name. He'd been brain dead for 6 hours. Comatose for 4 years. How? He yanked her down again, kissing her like she was oxygen, and he'd been suffocating. His fingers threaded through her hair, tilting her head exactly where he wanted it. She felt the desperation in every movement, the tremble in his hands, the ragged exhale against her lips. Medical alarms exploded around them. Beep, beep, beep. The machines that had been disconnected, silent, roared back to life. His heart monitor spiked erratically. Oxygen saturation plummeted. Blood pressure tanked. Irie wrenched herself free, stumbling backward. Oh my God! Jun convulsed. His back arched off the bed, every muscle seizing. His eyes rolled back. The monitors screamed. The door burst open. Dr. Kim charged in, nurses flooding behind him. What the hell happened? He woke up. I don't know. Irie pressed herself against the wall, shaking. Dr. Kim barked orders. Nurses swarmed the bed. Someone jabbed in 4-line. Someone else grabbed the defibrillator paddles. And then Jun roared. Get her back. His voice was raw, feral. He thrashed against the nurses trying to hold him down. His gaze locked on Irie with terrifying intensity. Dr. Kim turned. Nurse Awoke, step back. No. Jun's hand shot out, reaching for her. Irie. His monitors flatlined. Beep. He's crashing, someone screamed. Dr. Kim shoved Irie forward. Touch him. Now. What? Touch him. Irie lunged to the bed, pressing both palms flat against his bare chest. Instantly, his heart monitor beeped. Once. Twice. A steady rhythm. His eyes found hers. His hand covered hers, holding her there. Don't, he whispered hoarsely. Don't let go. The room fell into stunned silence. Dr. Kim stared at the monitors, then at Iree's hands on June's chest, then back at the monitors. His mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. That's not possible. But the machines didn't lie. Heart rate, steady. Blood pressure, normalizing. Oxygen saturation, climbing back to acceptable levels. All because Iree was touching him. She tried to pull away, just to test, just to understand. And immediately the alarms shrieked. June's entire body went rigid, his hand clamping over hers like a vice. Don't. His voice was a growl. She pressed down again. The alarms stopped. Dr. Kim's hands shook as he checked June's pupils, his pulse. Mr. Jang, can you tell me your name? Jang June. His eyes never left Iree. Born March 7th. Poisoned 4 years ago at my uncle's birthday party. Locked-in syndrome for the last 18 months. His lips curved into something too sharp to be a smile. Conscious. Aware. Listening. Iree's stomach dropped. You were awake? Every single day. His thumb traced circles on the back of her hand. You hum when you change the 4 bags. Off key. You pray and tweet every night at 3 a.m. You bring flowers even though you can't afford them. Her breath caught. You heard. Everything. His gaze was molten. Every word you said. Every secret you whispered. He leaned closer, his voice dropping to something intimate and dangerous. Every time you told me, you wished I'd wake up. Dr. Kim cleared his throat. Mr. Jang, we need to understand what's happening. Why does your body only stabilize with Nurse Awoke? June finally looked away from Iree, his expression going cold and clinical. I don't care why. I care that it works. But medically. Then figure it out, doctor. His tone could have cut glass. In the meantime, she doesn't leave this room. That's not. The door slammed open. 3 men in black suits entered, moving with military precision. The lead one, broad-shouldered, scar across his jaw, bowed slightly. Boss. June's entire demeanor shifted. Authority rolled off him in waves. Daesung. Lock down this floor. No one in or out without my clearance. Get Attorney Choi here within the hour. Daesung's eyes flicked to Iree, then back to June. Understanding passed between them. Yes, sir. Iree's pulse hammered. What's happening? June's hand tightened on hers. You're about to save my life, he said softly. And I'm about to ruin yours. The room emptied fast. Dr. Kim protested. Something about medical protocol and patient safety. But one look from Daesung had him scurrying out. The nurses followed. The door clicked shut, leaving Iree alone with a man who'd been dead 6 hours ago. A man whose hand still gripped hers, like she was the only thing tethering him to life. Because she was. June sat up slowly, swinging his legs over the side of the bed. He was thin. 4 years of atrophy had stolen muscle and weight, but there was still strength in the way he moved. Predatory. Controlled. Sit, he said, nodding to the chair beside the bed. I'd rather stand. Sit, Iree. Not a request. She sat, mostly because her legs were shaking. June studied her with those dark, unreadable eyes. You have $80,000 in student loan debt. Interest compounds monthly. You're 3 payments behind. Her blood went cold. How do you? Your mother, Abina Awoke, has type 2 diabetes. No insurance. You send her $800 a month for medication. Your brother, Kofi, is in secondary school. You pay his fees. He tilted his head. Your work visa expires in 8 months. You're 1 immigration violation away from deportation. Iree's hands clenched into fists. You had no right. I had every right. His voice was silk over steel. You've been caring for me for 4 years. Did you think I wouldn't learn everything about you? You were in a coma. I was trapped. He leaned forward, and she smelled antiseptic and something darker, smoke, expensive cologne, danger. For 18 months, I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't scream, but I could hear, and I could think. His gaze pinned her. I learned everything, Iree. Your debts, your fears, your breaking point. Tears burned her eyes. Why? Because you're the only thing keeping me alive. He gestured to the monitors. My autonomic nervous system is failing. Without you, I crash. With you, I stabilize. I don't know why. I don't care why. But I know what it means. What? His smile was cold and beautiful. It means you're mine now. I'm not. I'll clear your debts. All of them. I'll put your mother in the best private hospital in Accra. I'll pay Kofi's school fees through university. He paused. I'll give you $3 million. Her heart stopped. What do you want? You. His hand tightened on hers. Marry me. You're insane. June's expression didn't change. I'm practical. You want me to marry you because, what, I'm some kind of human pacemaker. Iree tried to pull her hand away. His vitals immediately spiked. She froze. See, he raised an eyebrow. You can't leave. And I can't survive without you. Marriage is the cleanest solution. Cleanest. Her voice cracked. You're asking me to sign away my life. I'm offering you freedom. He leaned back, utterly calm. Freedom from debt, from fear, from working yourself to death in a country that sees you as disposable. His gaze sharpened. Or you can walk away. I'll make one call, and your visa gets flagged. You'll be deported by morning. Your mother loses her medication supply. Kofi drops out of school. Rage flooded her veins. You're threatening me. I'm giving you a choice. His tone was almost gentle. A real one. Stay, and everything you've sacrificed for becomes secure. Leave and watch it all collapse. The door opened. A man in an expensive suit entered, carrying a leather briefcase. Silver-haired, sharp-eyed, radiating corporate authority. Attorney Choi, June said without looking away from Iree. The contract. Choi set the briefcase on the table, extracting a thick document. As requested, Mr. Jang. Marriage contract with full financial provisions. Iree's head spun. You had this prepared already? I had 18 months to plan. June finally released her hand, but only so Choi could place the contract between them. His vitals dipped slightly, but held. Read it. She did. Every word felt like a nail in a coffin. Terms of agreement. Immediate marriage by hospital proxy. $3 million signing bonus deposited upon execution. All debts cleared within 48 hours. $500,000 medical trust for Abina Awoke. $50,000 monthly allowance. Full health care coverage. Obligations. Maintain physical proximity to Jang Jun at all times. Cohabitation required. Public presentation as devoted wife. Fulfill all marital duties as required. Non-disclosure agreement regarding family business. Penalties. Breach of contract forfeits all financial benefits. Early termination requires repayment of triple the received amount. Her hands trembled. This is slavery. This is survival. June picked up the pen, signed his name in sharp, elegant strokes. For both of us. He held out the pen. Iree looked at her hands, cracked, overworked, empty. She thought of her mother, her brother, for years of exhaustion. She took the pen and signed. The ink was still drying when June's hand found hers again. His vitals stabilized instantly. Like her touch was a drug his body craved. Attorney Choi gathered the papers, bowed slightly, and disappeared. The door clicked shut. Silence pressed in, heavy and suffocating. "Call your mother," June said. Irene blinked. "What?" "You'll want to tell her before the money hits her account." He nodded toward her phone on the side table. "Go ahead. I can wait." She stared at him. "You're letting me." "I'm not a monster, Irene." His thumb traced the pulse point on her wrist. "Just a man who refuses to die." Her phone felt like lead in her free hand. She dialed with shaking fingers. 3 rings. 4. Irene. Her mother's voice, warm and worried. "Eat, son? It's so late." "Mama." The word broke. "I need to tell you something." "What's wrong? Are you hurt?" No, How did she even begin?" "Mr. Jang. The patient I've been caring for." He woke up. A sharp inhale. "Niam. That's wonderful. The family must be so. I married him." Silence. Then Dobby. "No. Irene, what are you?" "He needs me, Mama. Medically. I can't explain it, but without me, She swallowed hard. "He'll die." "So, you sold yourself?" Her mother's voice cracked. "My daughter, you are not." "He cleared my debts. All of them." Irene's vision blurred. "And he's putting you in a private hospital. Real treatment. Real medication. You won't have to choose between food and insulin anymore." Her mother went quiet. "Mama, please. Say something." "How much?" The question was soft, devastated. $500,000. In a medical trust. For you. A choke sound. Then crying. Her strong, unbreakable mother, weeping. "Mama." I prayed. Abina whispered. "Every night. I begged Niam for a miracle. But not this. Not my daughter. Sacrificing." "I'm not sacrificing anything." Irene looked at June. He watched her with those impossible dark eyes, expression unreadable. "I'm choosing." "Does he hurt you?" "No." "Will he?" June's hand tightened on hers. "Not painful. Possessive." "I don't know," Irene admitted. Her mother was silent for a long moment. Then, "If he does, no contract will stop me from coming for him." "Mika Niam Din." June's lips curved slightly. He leaned close, speaking into the phone. "I like your mother." The line went dead. Irene stared at him. "You speak Chui?" His smile was all teeth. "I told you. I heard everything." If you are enjoying the story so far, kindly hit the subscribe button so we can get encouraged to do more videos like this. Back to the story. They left the hospital at dawn. Not in an ambulance. Not in a medical transport with doctors and monitors. In a black armored SUV with tinted windows and armed men in every seat. Irene sat in the back, still holding June's hand, watching Seoul's skyline materialize through bulletproof glass. He dressed in all black, expensive, tailored, nothing like the hospital gowns she'd seen for 4 years. He looked dangerous now. Awake. Alive. "Where are we going?" she asked. "Home." He didn't look at her. "My penthouse. Gangnam." "Shouldn't you be in the hospital? You just woke up from a 4-year. "The hospital is where I almost died twice." His jaw tightened. "I'm not giving them a third chance." "Them? My family." He said it so casually, like it was obvious. "Someone poisoned me at my uncle's birthday party. Military-grade neurotoxin. Slow acting. Designed to look like a stroke." Her stomach lurched. "You think your own family?" "I don't think. I know." He finally looked at her. "My cousin, Hyun Woo, has been running the syndicate for 4 years. He's gotten comfortable. Powerful." His smile was razor-sharp. "And now I'm back. The SUV pulled into an underground garage. Concrete. Shadows. Men with guns at every corner. Daesung opened the door. All clear, boss. Jun stepped out, pulling Irie with him. They moved toward a private elevator, his security forming a tight perimeter. Then Jun stopped. His entire body went rigid. Boss. Daesung's hand went to his weapon. Jun's gaze locked on something across the garage. A figure emerging from another vehicle, tall, handsome, wearing an expensive suit and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Cousin. The man's voice was smooth, venomous. I heard you'd risen from the dead. How miraculous. Hyun-woo. He crossed the space, slowly, deliberately. His eyes slid to Irie, lingering. And you've brought a guest. How rude of me not to send a wedding gift. Jun stepped in front of Irie. Stay away from her. Possessive already? Hyun-woo chuckled. I only wanted to welcome her to the family. He tilted his head. Tell me, Nurse Awoke, did he mention the camera? Irie's blood froze. What? In his hospital room. Hyun-woo's smile widened. Hidden in the air vent. Installed 3 years ago. His gaze slid to Jun. We've been watching you this whole time, cousin. Every visitor. Every moment. Jun's hand crushed hers. Every kiss, Hyun-woo whispered. Then he walked away, whistling. The penthouse was a fortress. Floor-to-ceiling bulletproof glass. Biometric locks on every door. Armed guards stationed at the private elevator. Irie walked through rooms that cost more than she'd earn in 10 lifetimes. Marble floors, original artwork, furniture that looked like it belonged in a museum. But all she could think about was the camera. He was lying, Jun said behind her. She spun. Was he? Hyun-woo plays mind games. It's what he does. But something flickered in his eyes. Uncertainty. You don't know for sure. No. He moved closer. But it doesn't matter. Camera or not, what happened between us is real. Is it? Her voice cracked. You manipulated me into a marriage contract. You threatened my family. I saved you. He cupped her face, forcing her to look at him. From debt. From drowning. From a life that was killing you slowly. By trapping me in a cage. By giving you a choice you'd never have had otherwise. His thumb brushed her cheekbone. Tell me I'm wrong. She couldn't. He led her through the penthouse to the master bedroom. King-size bed. Silk sheets. Windows overlooking the Han River. You'll sleep here, he said. I thought I'd have my own. You will. Through that door. He pointed to an adjoining suite. But at night, you sleep next to me. Medical necessity. Of course. Always the medical excuse. Irie walked to the window, wrapping her arms around herself. You said you heard everything. For 18 months. Yes. The prayers. The songs. She closed her eyes. What else? Silence. Then footsteps. His hands settled on her shoulders. You told me about your father, he said quietly. How he died when you were 12. How your mother raised 3 children alone. His breath warmed her ear. You told me you were tired. That some nights you wondered if it would be easier to just stop. Tears burned. I didn't mean... You hummed that Ghanaian lullaby. Mead may woo adu. I give my love to you. His arms circled her waist, pulling her back against his chest. Every single night. For 4 years. Her heart cracked open. That's when I decided. He whispered. If I ever woke up, I'd find you. Keep you. Make sure you never felt that alone again. She turned in his arms. June. His phone buzzed. He checked it. His face went white. What? He showed her the screen. A video. Her, leaning over his hospital bed. Kissing him. The timestamp, 3 years ago. Irie stared at the timestamp. That's impossible. I only kissed you yesterday. No. June's voice was hollow. You didn't. Her world tilted. What are you talking about? I was there. 3 years ago, you leaned over me, adjusted my pillow. Your hair fell across my face. His eyes were distant, remembering. Your lips brushed my forehead. For half a second. He looked at her. I felt it, even then. But that wasn't a kiss. Hyunwoo made it look like one. He replayed the video. The angle was perfect, intimate, damning. He's been planning this. Waiting. Her phone rang. Unknown number. June grabbed it, answered on speaker. Enjoying the family reunion? Hyunwoo's voice dripped poison. I have 43 videos, cousin. Different angles. Different interpretations. A pause. The hospital board would be very interested in a nurse who sexually assaulted a comatose patient. Iree's knees buckled. June caught her. What do you want? June growled. Grandmother wants to meet her. Tonight. Family dinner at the estate. Hyunwoo laughed. Refuse, and those videos go viral. Your little nurse becomes Korea's most hated woman. Deported. Destroyed. The line went dead. The Jang estate was a traditional hanok. Ancient, sprawling, suffocating with history and money. Iree wore a black dress June had provided. Too expensive. Too elegant. She felt like an imposter. The dining room held 20 people. All eyes locked on her the moment she entered. At the head of the table sat Madame Jang. Silver hair, cold eyes, jewels that could fund a hospital. So, her voice could cut diamonds. The foreign nurse who thinks she can marry into this family. June's hand tightened on Iree's. Grandmother. She's using you. Madame Jang stood. A gold digger who saw an opportunity. And I woke up because of her. June's voice echoed. She saved my life. By kissing you unconscious. Hyunwoo appeared, holding a tablet. Shall we show everyone? He pressed play. But the video that appeared wasn't from 3 years ago. It was from yesterday. Crystal clear. Iree leaning down, pressing her lips to June's. His hand shooting up, gripping her neck. And then, impossibly, the video continued. It showed June collapsing. Iree touching his chest. His vitals stabilizing. But there was audio now. June's voice, raw and desperate. I've been waiting for you to do that, for 4 years. The room went silent. Madame Jang's face drained of color. You were awake? She whispered. All this time. June smiled coldly. Not just awake, grandmother. Watching. The dinner erupted into chaos. Madame Jang's teacup shattered against the table. You let us mourn you. While one of you tried to finish the job. June stood, pulling Iree up with him. I know who poisoned me. I know who's been stealing from the company. And I know. A phone buzzed. Hyunwoo's. He glanced at it, and something dark flashed across his face. Excuse me, he murmured, slipping out. June's jaw tightened. He turned to Daesung, who stood by the door. Follow him. But before Daesung could move, the lights cut out. Pitch black. Screams. The sound of chairs scraping. Glass breaking. June's hand crushed Iree's. Stay close. Something hard cracked against his skull. He dropped. June. Iree reached for him in the darkness, but hands grabbed her from behind. Rough, chemical-smelling cloth pressed over her mouth and nose. She tried to scream. Tried to fight. The world went black. Cold concrete. Zip ties cutting into her wrists. The smell of rust and seawater. Iree's eyes fluttered open. A warehouse. Abandoned. Moonlight streaming through broken windows. Finally awake. She jerked her head up. Hyunwoo sat across from her on a metal chair, relaxed, holding a glass of whiskey. Where's June? Bleeding on his grandmother's floor, I imagine. He sipped his drink. Don't worry. I didn't hit him hard enough to kill him. Just enough to buy time. For what? For this. He stood, crossing to her. Crouch down. Here's what's going to happen. June will come for you. He has to. You're his precious life support. And when he does, I'll be waiting. His smile was ice, with a syringe full of the same neurotoxin that put him under the first time. Iree's blood froze. You poisoned him. Of course I did. He traced a finger down her cheek. She flinched. He was always grandmother's favorite. The heir. The golden son. I was just the bastard cousin, good enough to run things but never to own them. His eyes hardened. For years I've built this empire, and he thinks he can just wake up and take it back. He'll kill you. He'll try. Hyun-woo stood, checking his watch. But he's already been poisoned again. I slipped it into his tea at dinner. Slow acting. In about an hour, his nervous system will start shutting down. He smiled. And this time, even you won't be able to save him. Footsteps echoed outside. Hyun-woo's smile widened. Right on time. The warehouse doors exploded inward. June stood in the wreckage, blood streaming from his temple, black veins crawling up his neck. Dying. But his eyes burned with murder. June looked like death walking. Black veins spiderwebbed across his neck, creeping toward his jaw. Blood trickled from his nose in a thin, dark stream. His steps were uneven, stumbling, catching, forcing forward through sheer will. But his eyes, God, his eyes were alive, burning with something primal and terrifying. Let her go, Hyun-woo. His voice was gravel and smoke. Hyun-woo laughed, pulling Iree up by her hair. She gasped, pain shooting through her scalp. He pressed a gun to her temple. Or what, cousin? You'll bleed on me? Hyun-woo's smile was razor sharp. You can barely stand. That neurotoxin is eating through your nervous system as we speak. In 10 minutes, you'll be paralyzed. In 20, you'll be dead. June swayed but didn't fall. Then I have 10 minutes. To do what? Save her. Hyun-woo cocked the gun. She's your weakness. Your precious life support. Without her, you crash. With her dead, you follow. He leaned close to Iree's ear. Isn't that right, Nurse Awoke? Isn't that what the doctors said? That you're the only thing keeping him alive? Iree's breath came in short, terrified gasps. June, don't. You need to get to a hospital. No hospital can save me now. June's gaze locked on hers. Something shifted in his expression, raw, vulnerable, breaking. The poison's too far gone. Then why are you here? Hyun-woo roared. If you're dying anyway, why come? June's lips curved into something too devastated to be a smile. Because she deserves to know the truth. The warehouse went silent except for the sound of Iree's ragged breathing. What truth? Hyun-woo's gun wavered slightly. June took another step forward. Stumbled. Caught himself against a metal support beam. Blood dripped from his nose onto the concrete. The neurological dependency, he said quietly. The medical condition that made her touch the only thing that could stabilize me. He looked at Iree, and his eyes were wrecked. I lied. Iree's heart stopped. What? The word was barely a whisper. There is no dependency. June's voice cracked. No rare condition. No bioelectric signature. No medical miracle. He pushed off the beam, forcing himself to stand straight even as his body betrayed him. I woke up because of you, but not because of science. Tears burned Iree's eyes. You're lying, the doctors said, the monitors. I manipulated the monitors. He coughed, and blood splattered his lips. Had my people install overrides. Every time you pulled away, I triggered the crashes myself. Made it look like I was dying without you. Why? The word ripped from her throat, anguished, because I needed you. His voice broke completely. For 18 months, I was trapped in that bed. Conscious, aware, screaming inside a body that wouldn't move. And the only thing that kept me from losing my mind was you. He took another step. Hyunwoo backed up, dragging Irie with him. Your voice, June continued, his words slurring slightly as the poison worked deeper. Your prayers in Chui. Your hummed lullabies. The way you talked to me like I was still human, not just a corpse waiting to be filed away. His hand pressed against his chest, where his heart was failing. You told me about your father, your mother's strength, your fear that you'd never be enough. Irie was openly crying now. June. You sang Mead Maywu Adu every night at 3 a.m. I give my love to you. His smile was broken. And I wanted it. God help me. I wanted your love so desperately that when I finally could move, when I finally could open my eyes, the first thing I did was lie. You trapped me. Her voice cracked. You forced me into a contract, threatened my family. I know. He dropped to his knees, too weak to stand anymore. I know. And I'd do it again. Because without you, Irie, I don't want to survive. Blood poured from his nose now, staining his collar. That kiss didn't wake me because of medical necessity. It woke me because it was you. Because I'd been waiting 4 years for you to see me as something more than a patient. More than a job. This is touching, Hyunwoo sneered, but it changes nothing. You're still dying, and she's still. I don't need her to live. June interrupted, his gaze never leaving Irie's face. I never did. My body will stabilize on its own. Always could. The doctors confirmed it after the second day, but I paid them to stay silent. His breathing was labored now, each word a fight. I need her, because she's the only reason I want. Irie's world shattered. Everything, the contract, the money, the threats, was me being a selfish bastard who couldn't let you go. He coughed again. More blood. I told myself it was medical. Necessary. But the truth is, I fell in love with you while I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't do anything but listen to you pour your heart out to a man you thought would never hear you. His hand reached toward her, trembling. And I couldn't bear the thought of you walking away once I woke up. You manipulated me. Yes. No excuse. No justification. Just raw, devastating honesty. I manipulated you, threatened you, trapped you. Because I'm not a good man, Irie. I'm a monster who runs a criminal empire and destroys anyone who gets in my way. His eyes glistened. But you made me want to be something more. And I was too much of a coward to risk asking if you'd choose me without the chains. Hyunwoo's gun pressed harder against Irie's temple. Enough of this. The contract is void, June said, his voice strengthening even as his body failed. I had Choi draw up the dissolution papers this morning, signed and dated. Everything I promised you, the money, your mother's trust, your debts, it's all still yours. No strings. No conditions. His smile was achingly sad. You're free, Irie. You always should have been. Why now? Her voice broke. Why tell me this now? Because I'm dying anyway. He swayed, barely conscious. And I couldn't let you live the rest of your life thinking you were just a medical necessity. You deserve to know that someone loved you, chose you, wanted you not for what you could provide, but for who you are. The warehouse doors exploded inward. Armed men in tactical gear flooded in. June's security team, led by Daesung, dropped the weapon. Daesung roared. Hyunwoo spun, firing wildly. Irie screamed. Gunfire erupted, deafening, chaotic. And in the chaos, Irie saw June collapse completely. His eyes fluttered closed. Blood pooled beneath him. No. She tore free from Hyunwoo's grip, He was grappling with two guards now, and threw herself toward June. She pressed her hands to his chest. His heart was barely beating. "Don't you dare," she sobbed. "Don't you dare die now, not after." His eyes opened. Just barely. Unfocused. "Irie," he whispered. "I'm here. I'm right here." "Did you," he coughed. "Did you ever feel it? Even a little?" She didn't understand at first. Then she did. He was asking if she'd ever loved him back. Her hands framed his face, slick with his blood. "You idiot. You beautiful, manipulative, impossible idiot." Tears dripped onto his skin. "I fell in love with you 3 years ago, when you were silent and still and couldn't hurt me with contracts and lies." Her voice cracked. "I loved the man I thought you were. The one I talked to every night. The one I prayed for." His hand lifted weakly, touching her face. "And now I love the monster who woke up and ruined everything." She leaned down, pressing her forehead to his. "I love the man who lied because he was too broken to believe anyone would choose him freely." Her lips brushed his, tasting copper and salt. "I love you, Jang Jun, and you don't get to die before I figure out if I can forgive you for it." His thumb traced her cheekbone. "Irie." His hand fell. His eyes closed. The monitor Daesung had brought flatlined. "No." Irie screamed, starting compressions. "Get a medic. Now." Daesung was shouting into his radio. Guards were dragging a screaming Hyunwoo away. And Irie kept counting, kept pressing, kept begging. "Come back. Come back. You don't get to tell me you love me, and then leave. Come back." 30 compressions. 2 breaths. Nothing. 30 more. "Please." A hand grabbed hers. She gasped. Jun's eyes snapped open, not unfocused now but sharp, alert. And his vitals? Perfectly stable. What? Her breath caught. How? He sat up slowly, wiping blood from his face. The black veins were already fading. "Antidote," he said quietly, pulling a small empty syringe from his jacket pocket. "Injected it right before I walked in. Slow acting, designed to counteract the poison at the last possible moment." Irie stared. "You knew? This whole time, you were never actually dying." "Oh, I was dying." He looked at her with devastating honesty. "Just not from the poison." His hand cupped her face. "I needed you to hear the truth without the dependency hanging over us. Needed you to know you were free before." She slapped him. Hard. His head snapped to the side. Then she grabbed his collar and kissed him with 4 years of rage and grief and love. When she pulled back, they were both breathing hard. "You're an asshole," she hissed. "I know. You manipulated me. I know. You lied about everything." "Not everything." His thumb traced her lips. "Not about loving you. Not about needing you. Not about." A phone rang. Daesung answered, his face going pale. "Boss. You need to hear this." June took the phone, listened, and his expression turned to stone. "What?" Irie asked. "What is it?" He lowered the phone slowly. Hyunwoo wasn't working alone. His eyes met hers. "The order to poison me, both times, came from someone higher up in the family." "Who?" June's jaw tightened. "My grandmother." The warehouse went silent, and from the shadows behind them, a voice, cold, ancient, familiar, spoke. "Hello, grandson." Irie spun. Madame Jang stepped into the light, flanked by 6 armed men. And she was smiling. If you have sincerely enjoyed this story, kindly subscribe to our channel so we can keep more like this coming. Tell us which part you enjoyed the most, and we will reply to every one of your comments.